I just hit the button,
Okay.
and I'm going to take my picture off for a second.
Sure.
All right, I see people piling in the room right now.
Great.
Yeah, I'm going to wait a few minutes, but let a few more try to get in here. And actually, the webinar's already started. Most people here, I believe, may know me. They may not. I am William Clinkscales, more known as Clink, as you will hear later on. But just give us a couple minutes here. This is going to be a short webinar. It's not going to be lengthy at all. We got a hangout, an ARP hangout that we need to get to at 8:30. So I'm going to be running through this quick. This is a little bit of advanced technology, so don't let it scare you. It's very easy. And the purpose of this webinar basically is to give you a file that you will be able to use outside the box of Facebook, actually, but it does integrate with Facebook where you can build yourself a Facebook audience. So basically, that's the whole concept of this webinar today. So what I'm going to do at the moment, as people pile in here, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pop up the file, the actual script that you'll be needing to download. And if you can't see the download button on your computer, just click the image and go ahead and hit the down arrow on your computer, and you should be able to scroll up and grab the file. If you grab the file now, you might be able to follow along with me if you like, or do it at a later date. What this is that's an HTML file version, and it has the Facebook pixel code that they offer you. Now, most people are aware of this if you do Facebook advertising at all. When you create an audience in Facebook, they give you a pixel code. And this is a tracking code that Facebook offers you where you can actually place this inside the HTML of your any page that you have access to. Okay, and I have basically complicated things a little bit because I have access to HTML as well as all of you should. If you don't, this file will also allow you to not have to do that. So it's going to really simplify your life in a lot of ways. So I'm thinking, are people seeing this now? Are you seeing this, Wayne?
Uh, no, Clink, I'm not. But you might, if people see what I have on my screen, they need to click on the pop-ins tab.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so once I've done that, yes, I am seeing it. On the
Okay, well,
right-hand side.
everybody needs to click on that tab up top. It's in the right-hand corner. And click on pop-ins, and you'll see it. It's sitting right there. It's called Retargeter Script. You just download it. Now, this is a text file, and it's the exact file that I am using for ARP at the moment. Okay, there needs to be some changes to it. I will go through that here shortly. But first of all, let's get to the real basis of where that pixel code is at. And if everybody will go, it's in the top right-hand side. It's called Videos. I want people to click on that video tab, and I want you to listen to this. It's about 1.5 minutes, and then I will basically reiterate exactly what Robert says, okay?
That only means you don't have a Facebook advertising account set up yet. And if that happens, all you do is go to fb.com/ADS, which spells ads. That's all you do. You set up your account, and then the next time you click into this, it will load into this. Now, once you do that, folks, you're going to click on Create Audience, right? Now, you may or may not be familiar with this process, but there are a couple of ways to upload a custom audience. There's a data file, there's a MailChimp, which is an email autoresponder, there's a custom audience from your mobile app, and then there's a custom audience from your website. So obviously we're going to build a custom audience from our website. So we're going to click the last one on the bottom. Then it asks us to enter some very
We're not seeing the video.
That only means you don't have a Facebook advertising account set up yet. Just doing this for example purposes. I'm going to zoom in on this page a little bit because it might be a little small. .com /. This is just for example. All you do, you set up your account, and then the next time you click it, it will load into this. Now, once you do that, folks, you're going to click on Create Audience, right? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to click View Custom Audience, but there are a couple of ways to upload a custom audience. There's a data file, there's a MailChimp, which is an email autoresponder, there's a custom audience from your mobile app, and then there's a custom audience from your website. You can do commands. So obviously we're going to build a custom audience from our website. So we're going to click the last one on the bottom. Then it asks us to enter some very simple information.
Okay, that's over. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to reinforce exactly what Robert said. Okay, so I'm here in my Facebook audiences. If you've ever run ads before, actually I'm not in my audiences because I need to share my screen first. So hold out 1 second.
Clink, just so that you're aware, the audience did not see that little video to the right-hand side. It wasn't showing.
Really?
I'll let you know when your screen is sharing.
Okay, folks, can you hear me, Wayne?
Yes, everything's fine now, Clink.
Okay, I should be sharing my screen. Apparently, I run a 1.5 minute video, and Wayne brought it to my attention that no one actually heard that video, so I'm going to go through it myself. Okay?
It's not so much that they didn't hear it; they didn't see it.
Okay, well, seeing is not important. It was small anyway. It was very difficult to see. It was all about hearing it. Okay, but it's a simple process. Once you're back here, most people here should know how to do this. And I'll just do another test. I got a couple in here already, but I'll do another one. You come over to the right-hand side where it says Create Audience, and you'll want to go to Custom Audience. Okay? This is exactly what that 1.5 minute spill from Robert was mentioning. There's a lot of different ways to create a website audience. Okay? And that's exactly what we're going to do. Here at the bottom, you want to click Custom Audience from your website. Okay? And you can enter anything here that you want. We'll just do ARP, I don't know, just a tester, okay? Because we can delete it later. And anyone who wants to visit, you have a lot of options here, but just go ahead. Anyone who wants to visit here. Now, this is important. You'll want to be able to track these people for 180 days. Facebook allows you to do that up to 6 months. I suggest you do that. And it's that simple. You create an audience, and thank you. Thank you, Facebook. And then here we go. Here's another test that I've created. Now, you're not going to see anything in the website until after you get 20 people. So don't worry about that. Once you get 20 people, you have to start filling up. Okay, this is the one I've been using before this was affiliate marketing. I've got 4,800 people in there. But anyhow, That also has a couple of my primaries as well as ARP. But here's the ARP test I just created. Here's a little pixel button. You click that, okay? And it gives you some demographics up top. And this is what you're looking for, folks. Right here. The script. You just copy everything there, including everything, the no script, and you just copy that, okay? Now, if you would have downloaded the file that I showed you before, this is what it looks like. Okay? Now, I know, it's like I'm saying, it's a little complicated, but don't worry about it. I mean, you don't have to do anything here except for what I'm fixing to tell you to do. Okay? You'll notice right here, the very file that I just copied, you'll want to copy everything down to the no script. Okay? Delete it out and paste in your code just like that. So now it's your code and not my code. You definitely don't want to be marketing my code. I don't need your customers, okay? There are two other things you need to do. Actually, one, but it's in two different places. Right up here where it says Meta, URL equals. Now this just happens to be going to my bridge page, which I will show you in a few minutes, okay? Now, you don't want to make sure that you leave all these other components in place. Just copy this web page and delete it out, and you will put your link in there. Okay, at the moment, keep it simple. Just put your ARP link in there, whichever link that you want to put in there. Okay, you need to do this in two places, just in case there are some tech issues. You'll want to also, down here at the bottom, starts out with HTTP, right there. Get rid of that out of the file, and you put your link in there, okay? Then you will save it, save as. I've already got one saved. It's ARP redirect right there, so I don't need to save it again. And you're done, folks. That is basically your HTML file. Okay. Now this file needs to be uploaded somewhere where you can have access to it, a link to it, preferably on a host. Okay, so if you've got a hosting account, you'll need to upload that file. I'm going to quickly connect and show you how to do that real quick. You can use any FTP. This just happens to be the one that I like using. Okay. Then over here on the left is obviously your computer, and you can, search your directories and you find your file. This is obviously the file right here. Okay. And here is your main file on your host. This is your hosting account file. All you have to do is just send it over here, and you'll have to rename that file by renaming the .txt to .html. Now, you can also put it in a folder. You can put it anywhere you want. And I'm going to hit get into my folders real quick, because that's where I put mine. You can organize things a little bit better. So I got ARP here as a folder. And if you'll notice, and you scroll down a little bit, I have my ARP redirect text file there. But you also notice this file will not work. You have to rename it to ARP redirect.html. That's a simple thing. Once it's uploaded, you just right-click it, give it a rename, okay, and you back off the TXT, right, and put HTML there, right? That's simple. Then you'll save it. I'm not going to do it. I've already got it there. I want to leave that there because that's my downloadable file that you guys just grabbed, okay? So there you have it. Now, what you're going to need to do is be able to redirect to this file. And how do you do that? Well, you copy the file and you'll put in your let me see if I can open up a file real quick here, or I'll just use this and show you. Down here. Okay? That's what you get when you copy it. So what you need to do is you need to rename it to your hosting account. Okay? Easy peasy. Okay? Now we'll just copy this and test this. And this is going to be the file that you're going to be directing people to. Okay? Not directly to your offer or to your web page. You'll be directing it to this file. Okay? Let me get in there and do this one more time. Run a real quick test. And you'll notice up here in the left-hand corner, it's going to come up, if not redirected, click here. Now that's telling me that that pixel is working, okay? And what that did is it just sent me to my bridge page, okay? And here's my bridge page, which is a little out of order because I was just doing it a test. And if I was to click my action, this obviously takes me to ARP. You know what I'm saying? Here, I'll click it right now, okay? Now that we're here, let me say something to you. Nobody has access to the HTML code to ARP, to this page. So how do you do that? Well, I'm just giving you a resource to be able to do that. Instead of sending them directly to this page, you know, keep it simple. Just send them to that file that you just created that redirects to this page. So now if people don't come here and they don't opt in for whatever reason, because, I mean, come on, let's face it. I mean, you have to agree, it takes more than one time for someone to, take action on anything. Okay? Maybe twice, maybe 3, 4, 5 times. But now you have captured them because Facebook is, they do their due diligence. And they have ways to figure out who's coming from where, and that's what that pixel code is all about. Okay, so what they do is they go and they search maybe an IP address and they match them up to somebody on Facebook, and then voila, they're in your Facebook audience list. Okay, at that point in time, you will in the future be able to run Facebook ads against that targeted list, and you will constantly be in their face for the next 180 days. Okay, and that way your chances of getting your original prospect are much greater than just sending folks to a page and then when they're gone, they're probably gone forever. But not in this case. They're not gone forever. Now you have captured them and you can market to them at a later date. Okay? Now let me show you the process where this is where I create my lead pages. And as you notice, I've got 1, 2, 3 different capture pages for ARP, and I run testing and tracking and things like that. So this is basically what it looks like. It's a little flashy, but you test. You make sure what works, what doesn't work, and this and that. So I'll send people here, and I'll just go ahead and opt in real quick. Now it's going to send me through a couple other things. This gets rid of all the tire kickers. Everybody knows that, right? WLV, if I can get my fingers on the keyboard correctly. So no tire kickers are getting in here. You will not see this. It's only because I'm already on my own list. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do it. There it is again. Do not redirect. Click here. Boom. Now, see, I didn't send them automatically here. What I did is I redirected my squeeze page to that pixel file sitting on my server. And in the interim, if they were Facebook related in any way, I just captured them and they were put into one of my lists. Okay, it's that simple. And then you come back down here and you click this, and that's basically my funnel, and it's back to here again. So folks, actually all of that is it in a nutshell. Let me close out of some of these tabs anyway. I don't want to do that. I want to just close out a couple of these tabs here. Did I stop the screen share?
It did. So we now have your beautiful face on the screen here, Clint.
You got me burning my brain cells right now.
That is correct.
Okay. Now, that all seemed to be pretty complicated, but it's not really that complicated. What I've accomplished here is I showed you how to get a Facebook pixel. Okay. I showed you how to take that and copy and paste it basically into a text file. And I showed you where to put your redirect URL. And I showed you how to upload that because you can use any FTP, upload it to a server. You can actually upload that anywhere that you have access to it and have a link to it. So as long as it goes there, you're good to go. Okay. Now, all that being said, I'm going to go over here to the chat. And I'm going to see what's going on. The reason I wasn't monitoring the chat is because it really distracts me. Okay, so I apologize. He says, I saw it and heard it. I guess that was the video. It must have been just Wayne that didn't do it. Yep, I can see the screen share and blah, blah, blah. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It's, is there anything about, because basically that's the information. If you have some questions, you know, I'll be willing to answer them if I can. If I can see a few of them. I guess there's not any questions.
Lance has a question for you.
Yeah, he wants me to go over the audience again. Okay, Lance, you know, and I know this is going to be a short webinar. I could actually do that. I closed out of all my files there. Hold on one second. I got a little treat for you. If it's all Greek to you, I have a file that you can look at.
Okay, we're sharing.
Okay, thanks, Wayne. Now, if you don't have an ad account, you can simply go to fb.com/ads, ADS. And what's going to happen is if you have an account, it's going to ask you to create one. And once you do create one, well, then you're in here like Flint, okay? So I'm in the back office again. These are obviously, I like to spend money in advertising, so, you know, those are a lot of my ads right there. And so we'll go to audiences. And here's the ARP test that I created, okay? I don't know if I need to create it again, but you come up here to the green button, you click Create Audience, Custom Audience, okay? You just come down to the bottom, Custom Audience for your website. You'll click that. You'll give it a name. Okay, let's do it again. We'll call this one test 2. We'll change this 30 to 180. And we'll create an audience. Okay, your audience is ready. Of course, I'm going to be coming in here and deleting these out a little bit, but here you go, the very one that I just tested right here. You'll come over here, and you can edit it, or you can delete it, or you can go get your pixels. Get your pixel code, and this is the very code that you copy and paste in that script that you downloaded from me, okay? You know, as opposed to going through the whole thing. Now, I would love to spend, you know, a lot of time in doing some Facebook marketing, but it's just really out of the scope of this webinar. I mean, the whole purpose of this really was to get that file into your hands, okay? I can show you, being as we got a few more minutes, how easy that was for me, okay? It just takes a little bit of research. Let me go down here. I'm going to actually bring up a website that I found, okay? I went and I searched for this, how to redirect from an HTML page. That's what I did. And there's quite a few in there. I mean, there's a lot of good education. You know, all you have to do is just go research it. Okay, so I found that file, and if I can get my keys to work, we'll go there. Okay, and you'll notice this is one that I'm familiar with, Stack Overflow anyway. This is where a lot of programmers can get in there and help each other out. So I scrolled down a little bit, and guess what? Look what I'm seeing right here. All you have to do is just copy all of this right there, right? Copy it into a text file, and I think I already have that, actually. That very same file, yeah, right here, right underneath, okay? That's the very same file that I just copied, okay? I've got a different link in here, but same process. You come up here, you put the link that you want to redirect to there, and you also put the link that you want to redirect to here. And then you want to go from script to script. You want to get rid of that and copy that Facebook audience. Where is that Facebook audience at? That test 2 audience. Let's go in there. Okay, let's do it. We've got a couple of minutes. Let's do it. We'll come in there and we'll copy that right there. We'll go back to the text file. Now, you're following me here, I hope. Go back to the text file, and you'll put the script in there just like that. And you're done. That's it. You save that file. I'll save it as whatever you wanted to call it. I mean, you know, you can call it anything you want. Let's go XXX. Let's save it. Okay, done deal. That XXX file you upload to your server, and you change out the TXT extension to HTML. You use a qualified link to that file, and you're good to go. Did that help? Of course, I can't hear nobody, but.
So, Klink, I think Allison had a good question for you. You might want to have a look in the chat.
Okay. Please email the link to listen to the recording. Okay. Thanks, Allison. Thanks, Klink. Wayne, blah, blah, blah. You're good to go. Now I'm going to be holding another webinar back on maybe next week or maybe 2 weeks from now. And it's going to be on tracking, testing and tracking. Because if you're not testing and tracking, folks, that's something that you need to be doing. Okay, and it has a lot to do with what we just talked about tonight. So I want to keep it kind of congruent. Okay, uh, as opposed to using the Facebook Pixel, though, a tracking software is going to offer you a pixel tracking code that they give you. Okay, and you'll be able to paste that into your HTML files, and of course the tracking software is going to give you another tracking link that actually links to that pixel code that you have plugged into your websites, squeeze page, bridge pages, or what have you. Okay. It does get a little complicated if you don't have access to that, but I do know I have a method of madness to do that. But the tracking, testing and tracking is very important. As you notice, I had 3 different squeeze pages for ARP, and I did some earlier testing and tracking on that, and believe it or not, that flashy little squeeze page works really well. So there you go. But not to delve into that right now. That's going to take a full hour probably of discussion and video. But it would be very important and would be a very good learning session for you. So that being said, I think I'm simply going to wrap this up. It's been about, I don't know, 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes. I know a lot of people on the call here tonight want to be on the ARP Hangout call. So if you're not haven't planned to go there, definitely go there. Use their link. Put your affiliate link on the end of it, and see if you can get you some signups. When this thing launches, we've got some powerful tools in our hands. I have all the confidence in the world that Don has really come up with a winning product. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap. Okay, until next time. And all the folks that actually emailed me and sent me their tracking link, and the folks that were on the call today, I'm going to do a little bonus for you. I'm going to take your links, and I'm going to do a little blast out for you, see if I can help you out. Okay? All right, folks. So I'm going to say so long for now, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Good night, Clint.
Good night, Wayne. Good night, all. Thanks for showing up. Really appreciate you.